But right now, the High Hopes Jackie Baseball Report, sponsored by Colonial Hyundai. Shop online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the fast, easy, better way to buy a Hyundai. Go for it.
It's time for the High Hopes Jackie Baseball Report.
Joining me right now is Jackie Baseball. Fritz.
Here's Jackie Baseball.
All right.
Jordan, because of a short week, no Jordan Mailata.
So you get to talk about the Phillies.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty great to me, right?
Yeah.
Well, we will get to Dave Dombrowski eventually in the report, right?
Yes.
Because he did speak today.
He did. He made everyone feel better.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's what
hard not to think of a parade down Broad Street now.
Oh, yes.
After what he said. But one big quick thing, newsy.
Okay.
From Jared Diamond from the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
He covers, baseball for them. He says Tatsui Emi, the 27-year-old Japanese phenom pitcher. Has plenty of suitors lining up to pay him somewhere between $150 and $200 million, a group that includes the deep-pocketed New York Yankees, Chicago Cubs, and Philadelphia Phillies.
Wow. So he's the guy, if people don't remember, he's the guy that doesn't want to go to the Dodgers, that wants to take down the Dodgers.
Yes, which, you talk about in this city, it gets people a little fired up.
Yeah.
I think we would like that.
I wonder why they are so willing to spend $200 million on a pitcher,
Right.
and they're not willing to spend money, it doesn't seem like, to improve the roster otherwise.
Like, go get a bat.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that I believe they're obsessed with getting into the Japanese market.
Okay.
And opening up the doors there. They've never been able to sign one of those guys. They were trying to get Yamamoto. They offered him more money than the Dodgers. Like, it's almost as if they're operating with the normal budget and then the just in case one of the Japanese players signs up to come here kind of budget. Because that's what it feels like to me. And what does annoy me about it is that I think he's great. I think he's going to be a really solid pitcher. I don't think he's Yamamoto.
Yeah.
I think he's a 2, but
Okay.
like a really, really good 2.
Okay.
I just
We can use that.
could use it, but also the strength of this team is starting pitching. And while it's great to have starting pitching, and maybe if you bring him in, you flip Luzardo, or you flip Painter, or you flip one of these guys because you feel like you are operating.
They wouldn't use Luzardo to get off of Castellanos, would they? If they
I think they
signed
would
Emi?
rather just get off Castellanos and try to get the most out of a Luzardo deal.
Okay.
I think so. So maybe they go that route and they feel like they have an abundance and they really want to get in the Japanese market. They sign Emi, and then they trade one of the other starters for a bat. Maybe they do that. But just the idea of wanting to spend money here, but also not being willing to spend money, let's say on an Alex Bregman or a Bo Bichette or even a Cody Bellinger, which is not going to happen anymore. But you know what I mean? Like another bat, that doesn't sit totally well with me.
So listen, you would have to enlighten me on this whole wanting to tap into the Japanese sort of market. I don't necessarily view Philadelphia as a hub, right? So you almost got to be like, if you're a foreign player, Japanese player coming over, you want to go to a city where it feels a little bit like home.
Where there's a larger Japanese population.
Yes, a little bit of a bigger population for you. So, A, I got that question. And B, is there – because it doesn't open the floodgates for us to sign more? Or are the Phillies trying to tap into a economic market there by having a Japanese player on the team?
I didn't think of that. That is a good point.
I think that could be it.
Yeah.
Like trying to have another revenue stream.
Right.
Yeah.
And trying to let, them know that it's a great city.
It's a great city to come in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll think it's great.
Yeah.
We'll have a nice, you know what we do? It's the first person he meets has got to be Tommy down the shore.
Tommy down the shore.
Dude, it's like I don't know, do you remember when Machado showed up?
Yes, and they didn't let him in?
Well, they didn't let him in the door, but there's the worker outside.
yeah.
Like, sign the contract.
Yeah.
And so Machado's like, where am I?
You know what? If I don't know if he knows English or not, but him learning English here would be great.
Right.
If he just ends up speaking Hoagie,
It's Wooder.
It's Wooder. Yeah,
Yeah.
That would be great. I tend to agree. Now that's a good point by Ike, the financial part of it, because what I would agree with Ike on as well is they would know better than us. But
I'm sure they've done the research.
Yes,
they've done it.
But I just don't believe, to your point, that you sign one Japanese guy. It doesn't put us on the West Coast where we're closer to Japan.
Right.
It doesn't make the city. One of the LA has two
It's
advantages.
not New York where they have
a much bigger Asian population, specifically Japanese population, than Philadelphia. It doesn't make that population bigger here, and it also doesn't give the advantage that they have on the West Coast that they can get to Japan easier than they can get from here. I think we could outbid those two teams. The Yankees have deep pockets, but they don't have Dodgers deep pockets. They spend money, but they don't. They don't.
I never thought I would hear that.
They don't.
About the Yankees.
They are conscious of taxes and all I think
They have Mets money?
I think the Blue Jays might have more money than the Yankees currently.
Really?
Yeah.
The Blue Jays?
Yeah, they're owned by a comms company up there that's worth like $90 billion.
It's Rogers Communications, right? Yeah, they own the
$90 billion.
Like
Yeah.
they might sign Tucker for $400 million on top of Vladdy's $500 million.
Yeah, well, they have to spend it because a lot of players don't want to go
Oh, yeah,
to
taxes
Canada.
and everything up there.
I think the thing with the Yankees is like the Steinbrenners own it, but it's not George. They have plenty of money,
Right.
but they are certainly more conscious of having a positive cash flow than George ever was.
Ah.
And the George Steinbrenner never had to deal with tax. Didn't have to deal with luxury tax, and they have to deal with that too. Yeah, it would be neat, but it is interesting.
It would be neat. And
Yeah.
it feels more like they just want to get obviously into the Japanese market, and maybe the economy thing as well is a
I'm
part
sure
of it.
they've looked into that.
Yeah.
Well, they see all the reports are that as soon as the Dodgers signed Otani, that the amount of money they made from Japanese licensing and all that,
see, I didn't know that.
almost
yeah.
$1 billion or something.
Oh, hell
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And again, I think he's awesome.
Yes.
So it would certainly be fun. But
But
again,
let's get to the good part. Let's get
it's
to the
another
good part.
pitcher.
Let's get to the good part.
We don't have to. Hold
No,
on.
let's get to the good
It's
part.
another
Dombrowski
pitcher.
talk. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they're great. Let's spend
Okay.
$100 million on a
All right.
Japanese pitcher. All right, let's go.
Plus, there's also a posting fee.
all right. Go.
All right. Dave Dombrowski talked earlier today at Adolis Garcia's introductory press conference.
Adolis.
They're now. Is it? See,
Adolis.
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 Adolis?
No, it's Adolis.
Adolis.
Yeah, we missed.
It's Adolis.
He's
Adolis.
never going to be called Adolis here.
Well, look, none of us can.
It's only a one-year deal. It's going to take us to at least August to get this right.
Forget
We're
about
getting him an extension after he hits 30 homers this year.
and forget about them. They don't even get the normal American name. They put the S on that. And the Garcias. It'll be Garcias.
Yeah.
Here,
Well,
so.
at least T-Mac won't call him like Galvis that one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
Yep,
he
Galvis.
switched up on us.
Yeah.
After 5 years, 6 years. So he talked earlier today about is this it for the outfield? And here's what Dave Dombrowski said.
Does Garcia slot as your everyday right fielder? What does his addition mean to the composition of your entire outfield? How do you see things playing out there?
Well, when we discussed the situation, we're signing him, in our view, as being our everyday right fielder, but he needs to show that. I mean, as he knows, he has to be in a position that he performs, and he's aware of that. We think he can do it. Very good defensively, and also from an offensive perspective, of course, has a lot of tools. We think he'll be able to do that. So basically, I think with the signing here, we look at him as being our right fielder, and then we're in a position where we're basically pretty well set out there, because with Justin Crawford being able to play center or left, Brandon Marsh the other, mixed in with a little bit of Otto Kemp out there, Rojas as a backup in center field too, that and then Rincona's coming, that we feel very good. I think that a lot of people look at it, they're unsure, but if you're going to give Crawford an opportunity, you've got to give it to him.
Well,
And that's where we are. We're going to give him the opportunity to go out there and have a chance to play, a lot. So basically, I think our outfield's pretty well set.
So our rookie center fielder is going to get all the chances to fail.
yeah.
He has to play. But the $10 million right fielder
Has
who
to
just
earn
signed
it.
has to earn his spot out there.
Yeah, Adolis Kepler out there on right. Look, The guy in right field is going to strike out 200 times. The guy in left field,
175.
Okay, the guy in left field is a platoon player, and the guy in center field is not a center fielder. He's a corner outfielder, and no one is sure that he can hit. You know, we can. I want to see Crawford play every day, but I want to see Crawford play, and you can't double down on defense and then say you're going to put Otto Kemp in left field and a corner outfielder in center field. Yes, you got better defensively in right field. I agree, and not having Nick Castellanos as a clubhouse drag on the team, I agree. But this is what I was afraid of with the Schwarber signing. This is what I was afraid of with the Schwarber signing, because I would rather do a bargain designated hitter, whether it's Eugenio Suarez for 2 years or whatever it is for 2 years, and then go get a really good everyday player for the outfield, whether it be Cody Bellinger or whoever it is, who can field, who can hit, who is young, all of those things, then just sort of, you know, hoping Justin Crawford can play center field when they know he can't. I give him the best position to succeed. Playing center field is not the best position to succeed. And Brandon Marsh is a good player, but he is a platoon player, and they're talking about platooning him with Otto Kemp. This was the fear with signing a bunch. They are a good team. They will be a good team next year, but I have a hard time figuring out how they are going to be better overall.
Well, here's the other thing. We said pitching is the strength. We don't know when Zach is coming back, what he's going to look like when he gets back.
Yes.
We don't know what Andrew Painter is going to look like as a pitcher. Nola, you know he's not bouncing back, and we're losing Ranger.
Yes, most likely.
So you pretty much just have Zeus.
Yep.
Hey, Zeus.
And Sanchez.
And then you got Sanchez.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, those are the only for sure things that we have going in.
Yeah. Now
you got a good bullpen.
Now Zach Wheeler, I saw he was at
one of the Sixers games.
and then he was at the Eagles game. I think he was at the Eagles game, and John Clark. Now Zach Wheeler said that the rehab's going good, and he hopes to be back either at the beginning of the year or in April at some point.
And you know they're not going to rush him.
No
need.
Yeah. I just
seriously.
This is not a serious outfield. That is my.
It's not a serious team.
Well,
they're semi-serious.
I just don't think.
Are we the best team in the division?
I think so. The
Mets done got rid of a few people.
Yeah, Mets is wait and see.
Yeah,
Mets
will the Braves bounce back?
Maybe. They made some additions, just like in the bullpen. They signed Mike Yastrzemski, but he's a fourth outfielder for them.
Do you think the Phillies, as constructed, if they don't make any more changes, are better than last year's Phillies?
No. I don't really care about being better than last year's Phillies. Last year's Phillies wasn't good enough.
Well, then you would want to be better.
Second most wins in baseball.
Then you would want to be better than them.
That's what I'm saying.
Then you do care about being better.
Yes, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Because you don't want to be worse than them.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't.
No one does.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is he talking about, man?
It's just that Schwarber will not be as good as last year.
Probably not.
That's just a given.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but Bryce is bouncing back.
Yeah. You can see his new.
I think MVP season coming.
See his mustache. Yeah. They got to get. Give me a serious outfield. Sign Bader, trade Marsh, put Crawford in left field, and then I have a series. Then I have a grown-up outfield.
Then would you be okay with Kemp starting at third base?
Kemp and Sosa?
Yeah.
Sure. Until Miller gets up here?
Yeah.
Sure. You give me Bader, then I have a serious outfield. You have Garcia in right, you have Crawford in left, and Bader in center field. That is a good defensive outfield, not a cross our fingers defensive outfield. And then you can have your nonsense at third base.
Yeah, they're saying I laid this out yesterday about how they were going to start saying that Crawford's the everyday center fielder.
But why would they do that if they don't think he's the center fielder?
Because I think they want him to grow into being the center fielder.
So this means there's no Bader.
I don't think so.
Well, because if you get Bader, he's the center fielder, right?
He is. Yeah. He is. I don't think Bader's. I think the one to focus on is third base. If that is a fine outfield, I'm not happy with the outfield. If you go get Bregman,
and they're hoping for a bargain on Bregman.
They're hoping to a 2-year deal on Bregman.
Okay.
I'd be okay with if they get Bregman.
Well, what if they don't get Bregman?
Well, the Schuylkill, all right?
They're probably not going to get Bregman.
They're probably not going to get Bregman.
And if they don't get Bregman, they're not going to trade Bohm. And then you're promised for the second straight offseason, you promised they would trade Bohm last offseason. If they don't get Bregman, they're not trading Bohm.
They're going to get rid of Bohm.
Why would you trade away an all-star third baseman?
Why? Well, no team trade something of semi. First off, they overvalue Bohm, and it drives me nuts. Yeah, well, what are the teams lining up for him? Mister, he's so valuable. The freaking stupid bat. He had 11 home runs last year. He's 6'5". My God, I don't care. I don't care. Like when they decide, whatever. He might be back, but we'll see.
Yeah, see, there it is.
See.
There it is. There it is.
He's gone, but he might be back.
If they don't sign Bregman, he's going to be back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think you?
I don't know, man. Just relax.
Do you think you'll get 20 total home runs over there with Sosa and Kemp?
Yes.
Oh, Kempy?
I think so. I think you get. Well, I mean, Sosa hit 4 in one game.
He did hit 4 in one
No,
game.
3.
I remember that.
Three in one game.
What the hell?
3
I
in
do
one
remember
game.
that.
3 in one game. 3 in one. And he didn't have to go to a Little League park in Sacramento to do
No,
it.
you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing about Bohn's home runs.
Yeah.
All happened in minor league stadium?
Yes. Or Colorado. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so listen, disheartening comments from old baby.
And look, maybe he's just setting us up because he doesn't know what's going to happen.
It's not even Christmas. A lot of things
He threw
got
that out there that we're set just so he's on record as saying that we're set.
But why
in the
does he have
outfield.
to be on record? Lie.
Exactly.
Lie.
I think he knows he's not willing to pay Bader whatever it is to come back
Well,
here.
because they signed Garcia, they're going to give Garcia every chance in the world to be the everyday.
Sure.
They gave Max Kepler. Max Kepler hit 200 all year, and they gave him every chance.
And he even complained that he wasn't playing enough.
The thing that disturbs me the most is that last year I went through Jack's old tweets, and last night.
Why?
Because I want to see what you said about Kepler in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I was a Kep head. Everyone knows that.
You were
worked good bats in spring training.
You were lukewarm on Kepler until we got to the season.
Yes.
And then, so it took you a little while to talk yourself into it.
I was not a Kep head when they signed him.
You were not. And then, see, I'm right. See? And then Adolis Garcia, you've talked yourself into almost immediately.
Well, what does talking myself into sound like? What is it? What do you think I've talked myself?
You're talking about 30 home runs.
What do you think I've talked myself into with him?
30 home runs.
See, I've talked myself into 25 home runs ish, with the possibility for more.
With Adolis?
Yeah, 225 to 240 average.
Okay,
that's about it. And then
200 strikeouts.
All 175.
What if he plays 150 games?
175.
Okay,
and a big home run in the postseason. Okay. That's it.
All right.
That's it. The bar's really low for me with Garcia. Play good right field and pop a home run in the postseason.
And he was ALCS MVP for the Rangers in 23.
Yes.
Okay.
And did he win World Series? No, Seager won World Series MVP.
Yeah. He's going to be our cleanup hitter.
See, and that's where, again, if he's batting 6th, I'm very happy with Garcia.
Well, there's no way he's batting 6th.
But again, can I tell you who's going to be the cleanup hitter?
Yeah,
Alec Bohm.
Yeah,
Alec Bohm's going to be the cleanup hitter.
And you know what? Still feels like 90-plus wins.
All right.
You got to keep taking a bunch of bites of the apple, Spike.
215.
They're a team in transition. They're kind of stuck right now if you think about it. We're on to the 2030s.